If you're thinking about buying the Yamaha NS-SW050 subwoofer, wait just a second, because I'm about to reveal some surprising issues you need to know before you hit that buy button. This subwoofer promises clear, deep bass for your home theater, but here's what surprised me. The reality doesn't quite match the hype. Most reviews mention its unique twisted flare ports and original AOSDI formula for deep bass playback. But do these fancy terms translate into a satisfying bass experience? Not exactly. Stick around because I'm diving deep into every detail, and by the end, you'll know whether this budget-friendly subwoofer is truly worth your hard-earned cash, or if you should look elsewhere. Before we jump in, a quick heads up. This review is not just for hardcore audiophiles, but also for casual movie lovers and gamers who want solid bass without breaking the bank. If you've been hunting for a compact subwoofer that claims to pack a punch, but you're also worried about performance and value, this video is for you. Now, let's unravel the good, the bad, and the unexpected of the Yamaha NS-SW050, starting with what Yamaha promises versus what it delivers. First up, Yamaha pushes the NS-SW050 as an entry model featuring the exclusive twisted flare port technology, designed to produce clear bass by reducing air noise and turbulence. Sounds impressive, right? The 7.9-inch woofer with a non-press high-rigidity cone and a dedicated full-discrete power amplifier aims to generate deep, faithful bass that enhances your movie nights or live video experiences. However, what caught my attention, and what might surprise you, is that despite these technical specs, the subwoofer struggles a bit to fully deliver on depth and impact, especially in larger rooms. Why is that? Well, the NS-SW050's compact design and relatively modest amplifier power mean that while it can handle basic low-frequency effects, it lacks the dynamic range that true bass lovers crave. During my testing, I noticed the bass was clear, but sometimes felt thin or lacking the rumble you expect from a solid subwoofer. If you're watching explosions in an action film or heavy bass drops in music, it might not hit you like a punch, but more like a polite tap. So the question I had was, does the twisted flare port tech really make a difference, or is it just marketing magic? But here's the twist. When you really crank up the volume, the NS-SW050's bass starts to distort slightly, and that's where it loses points. This isn't a subwoofer for those who like their audio cinematic and immersive at high volumes. The unit performs best at moderate levels in smaller to medium-sized rooms. If you're setting up a stylish theater space, sure, the round shape and sleek design fit well, but be prepared for some limitations in the low-end power. Hold on, because later I'll share a setup trick that can get you better bass performance without spending extra. Now, what about ease of use and connectivity? Yamaha keeps it simple. There's a front-facing bass reflex port which is meant to optimize airflow and improve bass quality. But beware of placing it too close to walls or corners, as this can cause unwanted boominess or muddiness in sound. The installation is straightforward with volume and crossover knobs, making it beginner-friendly. However, the lack of advanced connection options might bother those who want versatile inputs or wireless connectivity. Think of this as an old-school subwoofer in a modern world. Sometimes basics are good, but sometimes you need more. This subwoofer is designed with economy and simplicity in mind, and for what it is, an entry-level model, it does a decent job. But if you expect it to shake your floor or fool your neighbors into thinking you run a nightclub, I hate to break it to you. It won't. It's great for smaller rooms and casual listening, but falls short when you try pushing it to hardcore levels. And speaking of hardcore, let's talk about durability, because no matter how good the bass is, nobody wants a subwoofer that dies after a few months. On that note, Yamaha traditionally builds products to last, and the NS-SW050 doesn't disappoint in terms of build quality. The cabinet feels sturdy with a well-constructed woofer and decent materials that should hold up over time. People on Amazon praise the design and how stylish it is for the price point. So even if it's not the loudest or deepest sub, it's a reliable piece for your home setup. Plus, it's surprisingly quiet when running. No annoying buzzing or rattling noises that some budget subs suffer from. You might wonder, who exactly should buy this? If you're on a tight budget and want a no-frills subwoofer to complement a small stereo or home theater system, then the NS-SW050 can be your friend. It's perfect in apartments or bedrooms where large subs would be overkill or just annoy your neighbors. Also, if you're a beginner in home audio and want to experiment with bass without a massive investment, this subwoofer can gently introduce you to the world of low frequencies. But if you're an audiophile, a basshead who thrives on deep, punchy lows, or someone setting up a large home theater, I'd advise looking into beefier models. The NS-SW050 simply won't fulfill those massive expectations. And here's a little joke. Why don't bass players ever get locked out of their houses? Because they always know how to drop the bass, but sadly, this sub doesn't quite drop it hard enough. Let me rehook you here with a quick promise. Later in this video, I'll reveal one simple hack to get a bit more oomph out of this subwoofer without buying anything extra. So don't click away just yet. Also, it's interesting that Yamaha chose to include the enhancement technology for bass playback beyond its size. On paper, that's a unique selling point. In practice, it means the subwoofer tries to compensate for its smaller size by tweaking internal settings. This does result in clearer bass at moderate volumes, but not that seismic floor-thumping experience you might expect. Another fun fact: the twisted flare ports are designed to reduce port turbulence noise, which some subs can suffer from. Think of it as reducing the wind noise when loud air moves through a small pipe. Yamaha's implementation here does help maintain cleaner bass tones, but again, it can't create bass where there simply isn't enough raw power. This explains why some users report crisp but not powerful bass. And don't get me wrong, it's a clever engineering approach, but more suitable for those who prioritize clarity over volume. While we're dissecting the pros and cons, it's important to address customer feedback on Amazon. With a solid 4.4-star rating, most users appreciate the Yamaha NS-SW050 for its good value, solid build, and clear sound. However, common complaints include underwhelming low-end punch and occasional distortion at high levels. One customer joked, "It's like the sub tries to whisper bass to your ears instead of shouting it," which sums it up nicely. Quiet, modest, and polite bass rather than bold and brash. Now, you might be wondering about alternatives. If you're shopping in the same price range but want more power, brands like Polk or Klipsch sometimes offer subwoofers with larger woofer sizes or higher wattage amps. But Yamaha's styling and reliable brand reputation often tip the scale for buyers who want a safe, straightforward subwoofer without surprises. It's like choosing a reliable sedan over a flashy sports car. You won't get speed thrills, but you'll get dependable performance. Let's lighten the mood. Did you hear about the subwoofer that went to therapy? It couldn't handle all the pressure and kept distorting under stress. Well, the NS-SW050 might sympathize with that, but with careful use, it stays composed. To get back into serious mode, installation is a breeze thanks to its straightforward controls. The subwoofer integrates seamlessly with Yamaha's AVENTAGE and RX series receivers, and even with other brands, using the LFE or line-level inputs. Placing it on the floor near a wall will maximize bass output, but experiment with positioning to avoid boomy or muddy bass. If your room is carpeted or full of furniture, the sound might get absorbed, so keep that in mind. If you love movies or gaming with subtle bass, where explosions sound realistic but not overwhelming, this subwoofer suits you well. For example, I tested several movie scenes. The deep rumble of an engine or distant thunder was noticeable but not earth-shaking. That's a trade-off between size and output. So, the Yamaha NS-SW050 is more of a companion subwoofer. It adds depth and richness without stealing the spotlight. So, what's the resolution here? If you want clear, faithful bass in a compact and stylish package, Yamaha NS-SW050 delivers within its limits. It won't break windows or cause the floor to vibrate, but it will enhance your audio experience without breaking your budget. The key is to have realistic expectations, clarity and style over sheer power. And here's the hack I promised. To boost its bass response, try adjusting the crossover knob to match your main speakers and placing the subwoofer closer to a corner, but not flush against the wall. Using acoustic room treatments like rugs or curtains can also prevent mushy bass. And if you pair it with Yamaha's own receivers, the synergy improves clean bass reproduction. It's like giving your subwoofer a little pep talk. It won't suddenly become a beast, but it can sound better. Before I wrap up, here's a quick joke to send you off. You know why subwoofers make terrible comedians? Because their timing is always basically off. But seriously, when it works, the NS-SW050 adds just enough bass to keep your audio experience balanced. Just don't expect it to headline your sound system. To sum it all up, the Yamaha NS-SW050 is a solid, stylish entry-level subwoofer with clean, clear bass thanks to unique tech like twisted flare ports and AWSDI formula. It's reliable, easy to use, and perfect for small to medium rooms or beginners. However, don't buy it thinking you'll get thunderous low frequencies or high-volume performance without distortion. If you want solid, polite bass that complements your system without overwhelming it, this could be the sub for you. For the best price and latest deals, check the Amazon link in the description below. Trust me, don't miss out on this if you want Yamaha quality on a budget. Your home theater will thank you for it. Thanks for watching. If you found this review helpful, don't forget to hit like and subscribe for more honest tech reviews. And let me know in the comments, do you prefer clarity over power, or are you a basshead through and through? Either way, I'm here to help you choose the best gear for your setup. See you next time.